one of the main problems of the society nowadays is a fraud. What is fraud? Fraud is an intentionally deceptive action designed to provide the perpetrator with an unlawful gain or to deny a right to a victim. There are many types of the fraud, including tax fraud, credit card fraud, wire fraud, security frauds, and also bankruptcy fraud. Fraudulent activity can be carried out by one individual, multiple individuals, or even a business firm. Since the beginning of Movement Control Order (MCO), many Malaysians have become victims of frauds and scams. Some of the scams including face mask scam, PPE fraud, scam call, EPF scam, investment scam, Post Malaysia scam, and many more. Malaysian organizations continue to experience high level of fraud, that is 43% of the respondents versus 41% back in 2018, according to the Malaysian cut of PwC's Global Economic Crime and Fraud Survey 2020. This is a contrast to Southeast Asia as a whole, which has reported a decrease in fraud level, that is 39% experienced fraud versus 47% back in 2018. When we talk about fraud, I remember one of the largest fraud scandal in United States history. The scandal called Enron scandal. This scandal revealed in October 2001 eventually led to the bankruptcy of the Enron Corporation, that is an American energy company based in Houston, Texas, and the dissolution of Arthur Andersen, which was one of the 5 largest audit and accountancy partnership in the world. Next I will pass to my friends to give you more explanation about this Enron scandal.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today I will story about who actually Enron Corporation and what they do until his company was forced to file the bankruptcy in December 2001. One of the largest corporate fraud is Enron scandal. According to Kerry 112, Enron Corporation was a provider of service and product related to natural gas, electricity, and communication to retail customer and wholesaler. Yet, as the company began to face declining revenue and debt problem, executive company hide the fact through massive accounting fraud. At the end, Enron and his accounting firm, Arthur Andersen, were at the bottom. Thousands of their workers lost their job, and the creditors and investors lost billions. The chronology starts when 1990. Enron has expanded rapidly in several areas, such as building power plant and pipelines. However, this expansion requires a large capital, and at that time, Enron has raised a lot of debt funds from the markets. Therefore, other efforts to raise funds will be affected to credit rating, but Enron must maintain its credit rating at the investment level in order to continue the business. Moreover, the company did not earn sufficient profit as promised to investors. Therefore, Enron made another decision to make a partnership and other special arrangement with special purpose entities. This company used to keep Enron's debt and losses of balance sheets. This also goods credit rating and to looks good in front of investors. The main goal Enron are to overcome the rules of consolidation and increase the credibility. It has some argues of Enron's to find the solution who willing to invest. Since that, huge debt have gone inside subsidiaries, while the contract is likely expire, the increase in losses is mentioned virtually in the footnotes of the company's accounts. So that's all from me, a little bit about story of Enron Corporation and the chronology of a case study.
In every case, there will have people behind it. So, people who involved in Enron fraud case are: firstly, Enron founder Kenneth Lay. Secondly, former CEO Jeffrey Skilling. Thirdly, former executive from Enron, while Dan Fowler. 2. The broadband unit former finance chief, a former in-house accountant, Kevin Howard and Michael Krause. 3. Former broadband strategist Scott Eager. 4. Former broadband CEO and software strategist Joseph Hipko and Rex Shelby. And lastly, an accounting firm, Arthur Anderson LLP. Fraud case by Enron had affected several parties. The first victim is their own employee. This is because after Enron collapsed, the employee lost their job and they also lost their pension. The second victim that affected by Enron fraud case is shareholder. Shareholder lost billions of dollars in short time. This is because 2,000 creditors still attempting to collect what they can from $70 billion onto them. The third victim is firm that audit Enron, which is Arthur Anderson LLP. 28,000 people were laid off after the firm indicated involved in the fraud case. The other victim that affected by Enron fraud case is a city called Houston. Many charities and non-profit organizations in Houston had come to relay and get donations from Enron. So, because Enron collapsed, there will be no big company that can help and donating to them anymore.
The Enron scandal illustrates what can go wrong in American industry. Fundamentally, the American form of business is based on honesty. It must be able to rely on promises made, accounts being true, and evidence being fact. To be sure, minor errors, brief delays, or minor lies do occur and can be worked around, but a major lack of trust can cause trouble. The lessons learned from the case of Enron are: good companies must create a framework with reasonable guidelines to govern executive decision-making and employee conduct. But the executive who caused the Enron scandal shattered its trust as well as the legal framework that has sustained it. Second, a strong company should provide reliable and appropriate reporting to its customers, authorities, vendors, and societies, as Enron's public accounts were grossly insufficient. The most egregious episode was their failure to disclose the massive debts building up in the multiple partnerships that were being formed. Third, a strong company needs to keep its staff up to date with trends that concern its clients, the marketability of its goods and services, and the employees' personal financial situation. However, Enron repeatedly concealed facts about unsustainable investment, innovations that harm its stock price, or other activities that harm workers' benefits. And lastly, a great company must create and maintain a practical code of ethics, which includes consumer fairness, employee fairness, and preparation and respect for human rights and integrity. Regardless of what Enron's comments suggest, after Enron's bubble broke, most of the core executives seem to have identified themselves above their associate, clients, and staff. In its core, American capitalism has an ethical foundation. Enron shattered its own legal pact. Other companies and us must learn from Enron's bad example. That's all from us. Thank you.